Evening, everyone. Wendy here from Nourish Flow. I hope you're all well and had an absolutely gorgeous weekend. We had some nice weather here in Laois. I hope it was the same wherever you are around the country. So this evening we are going to be joined by another facilitator in Nourish Flow. His name is Peter. And Peter is from Tigh N'Allis. Tigh N'Allis are the most amazing holistic sauna experience. They've created something that's really, really special. I know there's a lot of sauna places kind of popping up around. But what these guys have created, Carl and Pete, is something really, really special. I met them, gosh, I think it was in January at another event, and we just clicked and hit it straight off. So I am going to bring Pete in now. This is the part I hate, trying to get them onto the screen. Where are you? There we go. Right, knock, knock a little more. Come with me through the magic door. I think that was Bosco. Let's hope that Pete is there. Hello? Pete?
Am I coming up?
Hello, can you see me?
No, I can't see you, but I can see myself, all right?
Okay. This happened to me before, and it's a bit weird, but we're going to have to go with it because we're live.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Because I'm not sure how we fix the issue, but it's okay because these things happen. I think everyone can see you though, so maybe someone who's watching can let me know. Can you see both of us on the screen? We'll see if we can, because I think they can, but we'll just get a little thumbs up from someone there.
Okay. I see a lot of buttons here, but I'm not going to start pressing.
Andy gave us a thumbs up, so he can see both of us.
Ah, brilliant.
So we're good to go. Yeah. I don't know how to fix the issue. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's a pity now I can't see your little face, but anyway, we'll see each other on the replay. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, just finished up at the sauna there. We had a meditation, and we had, I'd say, about 15 or 20 people today, so it was a busy day.
Wow.
But it doesn't feel like work, you know. I feel refreshed when I come home. So
that is brilliant.
So it's good.
That's great.
How are you?
So I had a very peoply day today. I was up in Dublin, Deb's dress shopping with my gorgeous daughter Lily. So that happened, and she got her gorgeous say yes to the dress. So that happened too. And but I was delighted to get home to the countryside and to the peace and quiet. I'm becoming conditioned to being in the countryside now. I think it freaks me out going up to Dublin, all the people and the traffic. Yeah, we made it.
The big smoke. That's a big day for her with her Deb's dress. So.
Yeah, and listen, she looked absolutely stunning, I have to say. I'd like a size tiny, McTiny. I don't think my shoes were ever even the size that her waist size is.
I wouldn't say that,
listen, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for
what I want to
thanks
do.
For asking me.
No problem, no problem. What I want to do with these sessions, I suppose, is just give everyone who's wondering about Nourish Flow and those who have booked Nourish Flow a really nice idea of all the speakers and the facilitators who are going to be there looking after them over the weekend and what to expect, because people like to know what to expect. And just to get to know you, because you're going to be spending the weekend with us all. So maybe if I could ask you a few questions, would that be okay?
Yeah, far away. Yeah, I'll do my best to answer them. Yeah.
So we've only met a few times, and I was saying at the beginning, we kind of clicked, yourself and Carl and myself and Shane, from the get-go. And I don't know much of your story, so we'll have a chat now. What I do know is that you are by trade an electrician, and now I have knighted you with the title of Sauna Master. How did you go from... And you're still probably doing electrician as well, but how did you make the transition into this world of sauna?
Oh, wow. I think it was, I gave up drinking probably 4 years ago, four or more years ago. And I went to one or two men's retreats, and we done a couple of sweat lodges. We had a Canadian pipe holder, Innie Goose. And I was just fascinated with the whole experience. the sort of shamanism side to us, the calling in the directions, the fire, water, earth, air. It just took me,
Yeah.
and I've always had a fascination with fire. I'm a bit mad. I always see images in fires and stuff, so it was like it was always calling me to do something with it.
Yeah.
So I decided from the men's retreats and going to herbalism retreats and doing different types of shamanism stuff and meeting people who are so open and just being vulnerable. And I was looking for a way to get in, to sort of be part of the community. And I was down with Shirley in Buscabaha, in Glenmalure, and she's such an amazing character. At the start, it takes a while for her to warm to you, but once she warms to you, it's amazing.
Getting the measure of you, is she?
What's that?
Getting the measure of you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's dead right. Trust no one. So so from that, then I said, right, I'm going to get myself a sauna. I'm sort of a man of extremes, so once I put my mind to something, it's full on. So I got myself the sauna. I went to a Inishbofin, and I done that was a bit of a trip getting it onto the ferry. And once I got my first customers in, and I seen their faces and the joy that, hot therapy can bring to somebody, and the relaxation, the just everything about it, I was hooked. So then I took it a bit further. I went to Finland, which was probably one of the most amazing trips I've ever done. I went over on my own, and I trained with two shaman, Sauna Kelly, and we done death and rebirth ceremonies. They done whisking sort of ceremonies on me. At that stage, I hadn't trained in the whisking sort of Curtis 1 and 2 training, but it just even in Finland, the sauna is it's like they knock on the door to go into the sauna, to ask the spirits, is it okay to come in? Then they go into the sauna, and before they start, they open the door and they let spirits come back into the sauna. And even when you're finished, when they leave, they also knock on the door to let the spirits know they're leaving. And all this was just like amazing to me. So from that, I was hooked. Yeah, and then I came back and I done training with Shirley and a Lithuanian lady, Barut. So I have masters 1 and 2 training to do whisking and stuff. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So that's
That's
yeah,
some adventure, I suppose, because everything that you've talked about there is, I suppose, nothing that I would ever have related to saunas. Probably me, like most people, just think of saunas, you go to a hotel, there's a spa, there's a sauna, you get in, you burn your bum, you get out
yeah,
again.
yeah.
And there's no kind of spiritual connection whatsoever in that type of an environment. It's it's more just somewhere that's really hot. Yeah, there's obviously, we know that there's toxins being excreted because you're sweating, and that's how your body obviously helps to cleanse
Yeah.
itself. But the spiritual element to it is fascinating, because it's not something that I knew about. And then in reading some of your posts and some information on your website, another thing that surprised me, and maybe I'm showing my
Yeah.
ignorance here, but who cares? I never knew
Yeah.
that it was a tradition in Ireland that were there. Like, I think of saunas in places like Finland or Sweden or places like that are cold, but Ireland's obviously cold too. But I never knew it
Yeah.
was a thing. So tell us about that, because the name of your business, explain
Yeah.
what that means in Irish, and tell us a little bit about the Irish history behind the sauna.
Yeah. So Tigh N'Allis means like houses of sweat. So my brother is the fluent Irish speaker. I have like pidgin Irish, which I'm getting better at. But they go back hundreds of years, and they're finding more and more Tigh N'Allises around Ireland. I think they've found 300 now, but there's more and more being found. And they were built like a beehive, sort of out of stone and muck and clay, and they had a tiny little entrance. So they used to heat them with peat, or like a traditional sweat lodge with big stones, and they'd bring the stones in, and then either the warriors or people who weren't well with rheumatism or mental health disorders, and they'd pull out the piece or whatever, they'd climb into these Tigh N'Allises, and then they'd put like a flagstone up against the hole, and the person would stay in there, and they would sort of sweat out the badness, like our hot and cold therapy that everybody is using now. And funny enough, they used to get out of the Tigh N'Allis, and they would have a water hole, usually about 5 foot deep. So they were using the hot extreme temperature into the cold. So it's more of I think it's more of a revival than, like, I know all these saunas are opening up, including myself. And I think it's amazing. The more the merrier, because I think everybody should experience this transformational sort of hot and cold therapy. And then when you add this spiritual side to it, it just gives it that extra just meaning, so so it's
amazing. Have you visited one of the structures that they found that were used back in ye olden day?
Yeah, I actually done a herbalism retreat with Aoife de Dannan, and I brought my sauna down, and we infused the sauna stones with mugwort. It was actually a mugwort retreat, so mugwort is used for dreams and dreaming. So you'd make tinctures and whatever. But when we were there, we visited a Tigh N'Allis that was restored. It wasn't in use, but I have pictures on my Instagram feed, and they're tiny. Like, you fit like maybe 4 or 5 people in them.
Yeah.
But yes, I have. There's one in Blessington I'm going to visit now very soon as well.
Yeah.
So
super. I love that you've got that whole element to your sauna experience, that you're coming at it from, as you say, it's kind of bringing it back, reviving it from something that used to be in our tradition that we all didn't know about, and bringing it back. It's really beautiful, and especially in the location that you're at, right up there in the mountains beside the Giant's graveyard, and
I know.
with the most stunning views of the countryside. It's a really really special thing for you to do. So well done, you and
Thank
Carl.
you.
Yeah,
it was like, I'd say within 200 meters of our sauna, there's a 4,000-year-old like a burial chamber, which is just total coincidental, but it just made it all feel even more special. And even in the mornings now, we had a meditation this morning, and we were calling in like the 4 directions and stuff that I would always. I remember I went on a first date with a girl, Nikki is her name, and she, fair play to her, introduced me to a lot of this stuff. And our first date was one of these fire ceremonies, and I was going, Jesus, what am I getting myself into here? And now I'm doing them. So just show you,
exactly. You have to remain open. If you're closed to things, so life passes you by. You stay in your space where you're happy and you're comfortable, but if you open just even a little bit and have a peep up outside to see what else is going on and have a little taste of it, your world can change. It sounds like your world absolutely changed. And we laughed a couple of weeks ago when we were talking on the phone, and we were talking about what we're going to create for Nourish Flow, and you were talking about a practice called, what I keep thinking in my mind, rightly or wrongly, whipping, but it's definitely not whipping.
No, it's definitely that's a different festival. I think we're talking about now.
Festival. That's like the one when Karen and I were talking a couple of weeks ago about the sound bath. We were getting really clear with people on what a sound bath was, and it definitely doesn't involve taking off your clothes and this sauna, just take off some clothes, but there's no whipping. So what is it that you do? It's called whisking, yeah?
Yeah, it's sort of whisking. So like for Nourish and Flow, we're changing up the format. So and thank you for your advice and input. So it's going to be like a spa experience. So you instead of just going to the sauna and then paying for different things or whatever, we're going to do like a spa experience. So you go in, we set our intentions before we get in the sauna. Um, we then get into the sauna. What we do is we have the water that we use on the stones. That's like the spirit of the sauna. So you make your intention, and then before you get into the sauna, we will do a very light whisking ceremony just to bring you within. And then you get in the sauna. We have the ice baths. We have the hot tubs. You're going to have massage therapists. So it's like a full experience, and we'll be there to guide or give advice on any sort of information you need to know about hot and cold therapy or the spiritual side to it.
Yeah.
And we're going to infuse, on request, with the likes of mugwort or hawthorn or any type of sort of Irish like herbs that people might resonate towards, or we can use like the sort of standard eucalyptus and stuff like that, but we use like salts for doing that. There's loads to.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking
You
forward to it.
described to me, yeah, it'll be great. You described to me a kind of, it's almost a ritual where you're using salts and these herbs within the sauna. So the sauna is bringing the natural oils and the smell out of the herbs as you're infusing them through the salt. Is that right? So when you're in the
Yeah,
sauna, you're going to get all this beautiful aromatherapy
exactly.
as
Yeah, yeah,
well. Yeah,
yeah.
sounds
And then
amazing.
yeah, yeah, we have like we have like Palo Santos and we use sage. So not only do we do the salts, sort of, it's aromatherapy,
Mm,
but we burn different types of herbs as well,
okay.
or like the Palo Santos, and it's all spiritual clearing, and it just adds to the experience.
Yeah.
You feel special, and
Yeah.
it's a really nice experience.
Yeah, and tell
So
me more as well about the stones, because again, this was something I saw on your feed that you use
yeah.
a specific stone, and again, something that in my non-sauna world would never have thought
Yeah.
that there were differences between the stones. So tell me about the stones that you use and what's the significance of them.
Yeah. So like the standard stones, a lot of them are manufactured and they have really good thermal properties to them. We were up in sauna experts, and our stones, they get tired, so they're not giving off the same type of heat. So I researched jadeite. It's like a jade natural stone, and when these stones go in, when you put water onto them, there's a metacyclic reaction with the water, and it improves like healing your skin. They're a lot more. They're a natural stone,
Okay.
like, and they're a lot more robust, and they're not artificial or they're not made, just to hold heat. These are proper natural stones. They're a lot dearer, but like my whole thing is it's not about the money. It's about people healing. So
Mm,
if it costs an extra few pound for these beautiful and they're beautiful looking stones,
yeah.
you put water on them and they nearly glow green. There's like a green hue off them. Um, so it's just a little added extra. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds
So and
amazing.
it balances your nervous system as well.
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot of scientific. It's like people with crystals and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like we're actually selling crystals now, so we're gone total hippie and Tigh N'Allis. But
Embrace your
like, and when
identity. Go for it, Pete.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, when you learn about the different crystals and it's amazing the different properties. Like they're like conduits to the
Yeah.
spiritual world,
Yeah.
so or the natural world.
Brilliant.
So yeah,
Amazing.
yeah,
And so I think what I'd like to do now is kind of anyone who's coming to Nourish and Flow or thinking about Nourish and Flow, I want them to kind of put themselves into what I feel. Well, I'm definitely going to be doing this anyway.
yeah,
From what I'm seeing or feeling, like the most amazing thing for me would be I will be in my gorgeous bell tent. I'll have booked in for one of your hour-long sessions.
yeah,
I get changed in my tent, so that's all good. I'm going to bring my bathrobe with me, stroll on up to
yeah,
the nature spa, and then have my hour-long sauna experience. And it sounds like it's going to be really healing and gorgeous. And
yeah,
then this is now in my mind, my visualization. I'm great with visualization. I get myself in all sorts of trouble with visualization. Poor thing. It's like, what are we building now? What are we making now? But I'm
yeah,
visualizing having this gorgeous hour in the sauna with the amazing oils and then, braving it and living life and getting into the ice baths and having the crack with the women there
yeah,
and then doing a little bit of grounding meditation. And then after that, making sure that I've booked my massage. So then I can go from your sauna straight for a massage. And then after the massage, I'll be putting the robe back on and going back to my tent and having a snooze. That's,
amazing.
doesn't that
Yeah,
sound absolutely brilliant?
yes, I
Oh,
might do it myself.
where's
But
the
yeah,
person running this event? She's asleep in her tent. So that's that to me is exactly how I would envision if I was going to book in, I'd book in that order. So, and you're going to
yeah,
be setting up to kind of run from quite early as well, which will be great because a lot of people are early birds. It's nice to get into the
yeah,
sauna and do that early in the morning too. Yeah.
yeah. Totally, yeah. We'll go as early as we're allowed.
Yeah.
We're definitely early birds. And I forgot to mention so coming towards the end of the hour, you've set your intention, you've had your hot, you've had your cold therapy, and then towards the end, we're just going to do, if people want to do it, we can do like a really simple pranayama sort of grounding breath work with them before they leave, so they're not leaving, so. It's a full experience,
Yeah.
it's not just get in and get out, we want people to really enjoy it.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
in the spas and the hotels when you haven't a clue what you're doing and you're in and you're out. So I'm going to come up to you. We talked about this maybe in a couple of weeks' time when you're set up with a few of us,
Yeah.
and we're going to test out this
Yeah.
experience for ourselves. So we'll probably do a little live video from up there too, so we
Yeah.
can talk about it and
Yeah.
see your gorgeous site. Tell everyone where you are if they can't wait until
Yeah.
Nourish and Flow to get into that sauna and to meet you. Tell them where you are and how they can find you now.
Yeah, so a lot of people would know Johnny Fox's pub. So next door to Johnny Fox's pub, it's called the Gap. It's Glencullen Adventure Park, and it's a mountain bike park, but there's also like mountain walking, mountain runners. It's incredible. We have the Giant's Grave. It's just. It used to be a golf course, and they decided to do sort of like forestry. We're right beside a lake, and possibly by the time you come to us, we're getting a Mongolian yurt sauna, so we're going to be doing more ceremonies, and it's a different type of experience. It's what we're going to we're sort of mirroring the one that I was in Finland. I have a great relationship with the two shaman guys,
Right?
and they're pushing me to make a like a brother and sister sort of yurt. So it's Dublin 18. It's Glencullen Adventure Park, and our booking link is in our sort of bio on the Instagram. So it's like we use Bookwen. So yeah, or just even contact me and I can direct you or tell you what you need to know.
Yeah.
So
And do
yeah.
people park near you and walk to you, or how do they get to you logistically? Because you are kind of on the edge of the mountain, are you?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
like
you
hike
do.
up, climb up
Yeah, so you park in a like you go under a barrier like it's
in the gap.
you
Is
sort of
it?
park.
In
Yeah,
the
you
gap
park your car.
parking. Okay.
Yeah, and it's about a 10-minute walk up to where we are, which sort of adds to the experience.
Yeah.
So we're up on the side of the mountain, tight to a forest, right beside a lake, next to
Beautiful.
this 4,000-year-old cairn, you know. So it's
Like
it's like,
prairie.
I know, it's like
I'm not
winning the
a
lotto,
needle
you
running
know.
around you or something.
Yeah. And we
Oh,
have our new stretch tent there for doing yoga and meditation. So it's I just feel so lucky. I think when you're totally into something and you put all your, like you said, visualize. I've been visualizing this,
mm,
and it's just all starting to come into place. Now, obviously, you have bad days like everybody, but I'm just, yeah,
yeah.
I'm like,
Well,
yeah, tractor beam, yeah.
yeah,
So
no, I
I
mean,
just got to
it's
keep going.
amazing. As you said yourself, you went from one place of being, made a conscious decision to make a change and was,
Yeah,
probably a scary change as well. And, giving
yeah.
up the booze, you said was kind of the catalyst. And that
Oh,
is a scary thing for people to do. We both spoke about this before. And then,
yeah,
stepped into the new life and the possibilities that are there when you look outside the normal
yeah.
day to day, look outside
You,
the world that we're presented with, we see that there's so much more there, really. And you've made it
yeah.
work. It's amazing.
Well, yeah. That's right. Anyway,
Yeah,
but yeah, no, I
you're doing
definitely,
great. Keep it
yeah,
going.
yeah. Definitely
Yeah,
the giving up the drink. Yeah, but when I gave up the drink, yeah, you notice a lot of, like, I didn't even realize I had social anxiety and all these different things, and it's only, it's like a journey, isn't it?
yeah,
Like, and yeah, the longer I was off it, the more times I was going out and I was going, geez, I'm finding this really difficult to socialize without the
yeah,
drink, and then that's what led to the men's retreats. That's what led to being vulnerable. The more vulnerable you are, the more people are open to being vulnerable with you,
mm,
and then this holistic world opens up, which I always thought was, too cool or too. I just wasn't gonna fit in, but there's no fitting in. You're just being
no,
yourself
yeah,
and just being open.
yeah,
So yeah,
that's amazing.
I'm
Well done,
delighted.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
thank you.
dying to come and visit. So with that will happen, and I'm really looking forward to you coming to Nourish and Flow
Yeah,
and looking after all the women at the weekend.
no problem.
So what I might do is just end our little chat now and
Yeah,
just put a little message out to anyone in terms of the booking and all that for Nourish and Flow.
okay.
So, Nourish and Flow is on the 23rd to the 25th of August. It's in Stradbally, County Laois, Festival Central, as we all know, with Kylie coming the week before. Maybe Kylie might stay, actually. If she hears
Yeah,
this little podcast or this little interview, she'd like come and have some whisking.
yeah,
We haven't really explained what that is. So any
yeah.
women who are on here who are going to Nourish and Flow, and if you're going for the sauna and Pete starts like bushing you down with a whole load of leaves and sticks, that's what
Yeah.
whisking is. So,
I should be so lucky. Is that that's her song, isn't it? I should be so lucky. Uh, yeah,
exactly. So Nourish and Flow, 23rd, 25th of August. It's our early bird tickets are on sale until the 30th of April. So if you haven't got your ticket, please avail of the early bird prices before then. We have a partially payment system as well. So if you don't want to pay all in one go, you can spread your cost of your payment between now and the 1st of August. For those who have booked, thank you. I'm delighted and looking forward to meeting you. I will be sending out the live link for booking in with the Tigh N'Allis sauna experience. And I'll send that out with the schedule of events running, so you can kind of say, right, I want to go to that talk, but I want to do this. So you make sure you don't book over a talk or something that you want to go to. So I'll send that link out soon, and you'll be able to get booking into your sauna experience and then book in with a massage therapist as well, if that's something you want to do. I will be having the massage therapist on over the next few weeks. I have a lot of people to get on the live, which is great. And when we chat to them, you'll find out their stories and how they're working with us at Nourish and Flow and the treatments that they're going to bring to you at the event. So I think I've covered everything there. Have you anything else you
yeah.
want to talk about?
No, just thank you so much for involving us in your with all your work. So we're so grateful, and thank you.
No problem. Thank
Yeah,
you. It's an absolute pleasure to get to know you, and I'm looking forward to coming and visit up on the side of the mountain and to
yes,
seeing you at Nourish Flow.
just send me round. Yeah,
I will. Thanks everyone for joining. I hope you enjoyed the chat, and we'll be on again soon with another facilitator for Nourish Flow for some more interesting insights. Take care. Thanks, Pete.
thank you. See
See
you
you.
later.
Take care.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
everyone. Bye.
Bye bye.